Good day and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a sweet treat on deck. We're making a little bit of custard, maybe to get ready for Valentine's Day. Welcome back to the Farm Cook channel. This is the place where you get to eat well, have fun, and hopefully learn lots, especially about low carb and keto cooking. So now let's get ready and make some dinner. So for today's episode, we're trying to get ready, I guess, for Valentine's Day, and we're going to be making a sweet treat or sweet tasting treat that doesn't include any sugar. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a custard, and this is a baked custard, and we're getting ready. We have some water that's on the stove boiling. That's going to be for our water bath. We've got some eggs, we've got some heavy cream, we've got some allulose, which is a non-sugar sweetener that actually tends to lower blood sugar. And we've got some cinnamon and a little bit of the zero sugar maple syrup from Wholesome Yum. This is pretty tasty stuff. And all we're gonna do is just mix everything together and make sure it's blended really well in the Ninja, and then pour it into the molds that are prepared. Bake them in the oven in a water bath so it's nice and gentle, and that'll be the custard. So let's start off with our 3 eggs. So the basic recipe is 3 eggs, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. It's gonna be pretty full. And sweetener, and in this case I'm using some allulose. This is about 2/3 of a cup of allulose. Trying to make sure there's a sweet character there. And that's the basic recipe. But the nice thing about the custard is that you can modify it to suit your own needs. So I'm going to add a little bit of this maple flavored syrup. Maybe a 1/4 cup of that. And then to that, I'm also going to add about a tablespoon of just some ground cinnamon. And that will be it. And I'm just going to shove this into the Ninja, get it mixed up really well, but not incorporate a huge amount of air, because we want this to be very light, tender, but not poofy. So we're not making a souffle yet. So the trick for this application is really, we don't want a huge amount of air introduced. We want some, but we want to make sure that everything gets incorporated. You don't want something sort of long and stringy in your custard. That would not be very yummy. And that's it, just a couple of quick pulses. That's ready to go. I've got some melted butter, and I'm going to prepare the little, I don't know what these are called. Are they, I mean, these are basically just a small version of a Dutch oven. And I'm using these because they happen to fit into the 8-inch pan that I'm using for the water bath. So, just taking some melted butter, squishing them around, trying to make sure that there's good coating so that nothing sticks. We want these guys to unmold nicely for your presentation. So again, this is a very basic custard recipe. You can modify it. You could add chocolate. You could add, you can drop in chocolate chips. You could do mint. You could do caramel. There's no end to the options. So we've got our prepared ramekins ready to go. Let's turn this guy off. And after that, we're just trying to make sure we got an even distribution between these two cooking chambers, baking dishes. Little cast iron doodads that I think are 16 ounces each, their total capacity. That looks pretty even. And that's it. Let's get those guys in the sink. And after that, I've got some butter, roasted cinnamon that I've pecans that I've added cinnamon and some allulose to. And I'm just going to drop a couple of these in, give it a little different texture into the custard. It's going to be quite tasty. So these are mostly intact pieces of pecan, so some of them are going to float, some of them are going to sink to the bottom. That's okay. It's all going to be delicious. And like I said, you could customize this however you want. You can put your favorite sweet pieces in there and call it good. Now I just have to wait for the water to boil to put in the water bath that is going to go in the oven. So we're just going to wait. All right, we're back. The water's boiling. Oven's up to temperature. All you have to do now, add the water to the pan, get the pan in the oven, set it for about 35 minutes, and then start checking to make sure everything's done. So let's get this guy going. I've got the lids on the ramekins because I just don't want to get any of the water mixed into the custard base. And it's a good thing I did because, of course, I dropped some water right onto that lid. And we want to have the water up about the same height as where the eggs are. So it's pretty full. I'm going to try and be careful, but I may spill. All right, the oven temperature set at 350. That's pretty hot. So let's grab one of these. Ooh, let me take these guys off. All right, here we go. All right, so that's it. We're going to let those guys cook for about 35 minutes. We'll check them at that point, see how they're doing. And what we're looking for is a knife that comes out, knife inserted into the center, comes out clean. You should see some jiggle, but not a lot of slop. So we'll see. All right, we're back. Give it another shot. Hopefully these guys are ready. Moment of truth. Still a little bit of stuff on the edge. I'm just gonna end the video here. Once these guys are done, take them out of the oven, let them cool. When they're packaged up, they can hang out in the fridge for up to 5 days. All right, so we're back. This is the final product. Looks golden. Nice caramelization on top. That's again because the allulose. If you're using a different sweetener, it's not going to have that same sort of caramelization. Let the ramekin or Dutch oven or whatever this is cool a little bit, and just ran a knife around the inside. Just trying to make sure it's not adhered. Let's see what happens, if it's going to come out. And it did. It unmolded beautifully. That's what it looks like on the plate. Let's take a look. Is it all set in the middle? There's a pecan there. So you can see a little bit of that jiggliness in the middle. That's exactly what you're looking for from a custard. Just let me grab a little piece here. See what that looks like. That's a big piece, actually. So there's not a lot to this, right? It's just eggs and some cream and a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of flavoring, a little bit of sweetness. See what it tastes like. It's very delicate. Nice level of sweetness in there. A little pop of flavor from the pecans. Really yummy, really nice flavor. Give this a try. Might be a nice way to get a little bit of sweetness available for Valentine's. Thanks.